Trump's deregulation has now reached comical proportions. Trump administration cuts dozens of staff at financial markets watchdog. The Trump administration moved on Wednesday to drastically shrink a government agency tasked with identifying looming financial risks, notifying around 40 staff members they would be laid off, according to a person familiar with the changes. The employees at the Office of Financial Research were told on Wednesday they will lose their jobs as part of a broader reorganization of the agency previously announced by the Trump administration, which has pledged to slash financial regulation. So this is another one of those stories that it's too wonky for the mainstream media to give a shit about, but it is vitally, crucially important. Why do I say that? Well, listen, it was not that long ago that we had the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession. It was 10 years ago. Subprime mortgage crisis, Great Recession. Biggest downturn since the Depression. Now, economists generally know what happened, what led to that, what the answers are, what we should avoid, what we should actively do in order to avoid a situation like that in the future. They know. And what's happening? Donald Trump is effectively taking the cops off of the street. That's what this is. That's the analogy. So this is from we are the law and order people. We're the law and order party. That's what we care about. Well, you couldn't be more against law and order when it comes to your rich buddies on Wall Street, when it comes to elites. Because that's what you're doing. So the people who are tasked with studying this stuff to try to make sure it never happens again, those are the people you're getting rid of. By the way, it's not just them. They have effectively handcuffed the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has saved defrauded Americans billions of dollars. In fact, I was saved money as a result of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. I've told the story on air before. I was being charged a fee for identity theft protection from a credit card company. Turns out they didn't have identity theft protection. It was just a bullshit thing they say that they're giving you, but they don't give it to you, and they just take your money. So I got a check in the mail because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau did an investigation. They said, oh, you're being defrauded. Here's money. So it's without a doubt one of the best things that came out of Washington in the past 3 or 4 decades. And what does Trump do? He takes industry insiders. I forget exactly what the guy was. He was probably working for the predatory payday loan industry or something like that. And then that's the guy who's now the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or who Trump wants to be the head of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And you make it so that it's okay, your job is to make it so that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau doesn't do what it's supposed to do. That's your whole reason for existence. At the EPA, same thing. What the fuck do you think Scott Pruitt was? By the way, who replaced Scott Pruitt? A fucking coal lobbyist. That's the head of the EPA now? Yeah. And again, the whole point is, hey, I'm from the industry that you're supposed to be regulating. So my whole life experience has been try to avoid those regulations. So the only reason these guys are in charge of the regulatory bodies is because they're used to evading those regulations. So they want to handcuff those industries. So this is effectively what they try to do, is make it so that we have total anarcho-capitalism. But it's actually worse than that. Because it's not capitalism, because in the capitalist system, if your business fails, you can fail. What it really is corporatism. Because they make sure, okay, don't regulate a big business at all. But then if and when there's a crash, as there will be, by the way, because there are no rules, we're going to rush in and give you taxpayer money, hose the middle class and working families, and give you the money, bail you out. So it's the worst of both worlds. Don't regulate them up front. Let them do whatever the fuck they want to do. Let them pollute. Let them cut corners. Let them over-leverage. Let all bad things you can think of. And then when the shit hits the fan, as will happen, we'll just bail you out with the people's money. This is a government that is totally bought and owned by corporate interests. That's what this is. This is an oligarchy. This is a kleptocracy. This is a plutocracy. This is a corporatocracy. That's what this is. It's disgusting. And again, these are the stories that the media should really be pushing and explaining, because this is a real scandal. Yeah, you're going to basically try to eliminate the agency that does research to make sure we don't have market crashes. You're going to eliminate the agency, effectively eliminate the agency that tries to be a consumer watchdog and help people out when they get defrauded. That's what you're going to do? And the media's got nothing to say about it. It's unbelievable. They'd rather talk about fucking Stormy Daniels than talk about this. And you wonder why Trump's approval rating is like in the range of a normal president. Well, maybe if they covered the fucking shit they should cover like this, that wouldn't be the case. In fact, I'm certain that wouldn't be the case. But they don't know this stuff. And by the way, and that's who they hire. They hire guys like Wolf Blitzer and Don Lemon who don't even know what the fuck this means. They don't know what this means. They don't know about how deregulation leads to boom-bust cycles in the economy and you get a giant bubble and then it bursts and then everything goes to shit. They don't know. They think the market is actually in a good place right now because the stock market's doing well. They don't know that fucking wages are down. They don't know any of this shit. So that's who they hire. Hey, let's hire people who don't know anything, and then we'll just put shit on the teleprompter that's fucking just bullshit that the American people will eat right up, like Stormy Daniels garbage, and then you wonder, why is it that Trump's approval rating is about what a normal president would be at this time? Because you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know how to actively combat this, which is beyond sad.